one by one. I was recently reminded of this story from a colleague. I work in contracts, meaning my department audits signed documents to make sure everything is legal and compliant with our policies. We have a very old system that we use. Think early DOS. Like a black screen with white words and you type everything manually. Looks like Pong. So typically what happens is I would get a contract for specific mechanical equipment and I would review to make sure it's possible in a physical sense and that the finances also make sense. Occasionally we will encounter a situation where we need to update our system to allow a contract to go through. This would be if we sold an older equipment that we no longer build but had a few spares lying around. Or if a client bought our equipment from a third-party provider but wants us to service it since we're the official company that makes this stuff. It's kind of like a car dealership selling a used car that they don't make anymore. It's still part of their brand, but they might not necessarily have software to support it since it's so outdated. Trying to explain best I can. When we have these types of contracts with older equipment, all we have to do is send a note to a person in a specific department and ask her to open the system temporarily to allow these devices to be added and serviced. The way we send this request is that we fill out a form and submit it to this lady. This lady is something. She's a combination of a power-hungry overlord and a scared, pathetic mouse. It's very interesting to see. I sometimes play a game to bet on which mode she will respond with. She's very much a bully who cries when she gets called out for being a bully and then says she's being bullied. Yeah, she's fun. So anyways, one day I received 85 new contracts. Same client. All for used equipment that we don't make anymore and have not for years. Someone found a whole bunch of them for dirt cheap and bought them and now want us to service them. Cool. Good find, Mr. Client. We will be happy to help. Typically you submit one request form per device. Filling out the form is a bit of a pain because it's a very manual process and a bit time-consuming. I like to be efficient and make life easier, so I did some reviewing and noticed that there are really only like 5 models of machines. 85 different serial numbers but only 5 types. So I sent off a quick email saying the following. Hi lady. Not her name, but I'm calling her that here. I have a whole bunch of machines to add to the system, but I don't want to submit 85 different tickets to you lol. I checked and saw there's only 5 model types. Can I send you the request in batches by model? Might make our lives a bit easier than going one by one. Now this lady is notorious for sticking to the rules. I don't usually mind because rules exist for a reason, however they were also created by people and therefore can be changed by people. In this instance I was hoping lady would understand that I'm trying to save us both some time. Nope. Her response was, "It is unacceptable that you think you have the right to change the way we do things. Especially that you don't even work in my department and have no concept of what it is that I do. We do not work however we want. We have procedures to follow, and if you are unfamiliar with these procedures then it is clear to me that you need training. A new level of bitch has been achieved. You want me to follow procedures? You don't want to understand that I'm trying to help us both? Let's go then." I spent the next 3 hours creating my emails, ticket requests. But I didn't submit them as I went. Oh no. I waited until I had 85 of them ready to go. Once they were loaded I spent a hilarious moment clicking send. It was like I was launching little torpedoes every time I clicked send, each causing small devastation as they build up in her inbox and overshadow anything else that might have been in her queue. Also I know she keeps the volume on, so I know she was hearing that damn ding. That has traumatized Outlook users everywhere. One by 185 different requests were running to her inbox like moths to a flame. I waited for the inevitable tantrum. Hey, I see you're sending me a bunch of requests, can't you just bunch them together? This is a lot and it's messing up my system now due to the constant influx of emails and tickets. Did I forget to mention that our laptops are also super old? That many emails in one shot most definitely froze her Outlook for some time. I replied, "Oh, sorry that you're having a hard time. I was just following procedure as per your request. I already sent them all, so nothing I can do." "Well, how many requests did you send?" Quote, 85. What? Quote, I then put my status to out to lunch. Have fun, lady. I'm getting a sandwich. Regarding your request to bunch them together, we do not work however we want. We have procedures to follow, and if you are unfamiliar with these procedures, that it is clear to me that you need training. I was told it would be unacceptable to bunch them. Backtracked so fast, lol. Nice story. What was the outcome? The sad part is, she was told from the get-go that it was going to be huge. You literally said, "I don't want to have to send 85 if it will make our lives easier." When she sent the "can't you just bunch them together" email, a good response would have been, "It could be deemed unacceptable to think I have the right to change the way we do things. Especially since I don't even work in your department and have no concept of what it is that you do. We do not work however we want. We have procedures to follow, and I don't want you to think I am unfamiliar with these procedures and cause you to believe I need training." I wouldn't have said sorry. Just copy-pasted her previous comments and backatcha. Yeah, I work with a DOS-based program, and several years ago, had a bitchy admin assistant who entered the data into the program. In this program, if you submitted like items, you could use F5 to just populate a space with the previous data put there, so grouping the paperwork with like items was advantageous. When the admin assistant was being super spicy, I made sure nothing was turned in grouped together. Lol. She rejected the attempt to make it simple. Got what she deserved. I had my fingers crossed that I would read. Quote, at 4:30 p.m. on Friday afternoon. Crying still. Excellent delivery. She can't even say you didn't warn her, lol. I have 85 new contracts but have a way to make things easier. Can we use this method? No, absolutely not. Follow process. 85 dings later. Stop. Stop. She's very much a bully who cries when she gets called out for being a bully and then says she's being bullied. Yeah, she's fun. The fun term for that nowadays is crybully. Good story. She's a combination of power-hungry overlord and a scared pathetic mouse. The role of lady shall be played by Judy Greer. Oh, I had a similar situation but with a more polite outcome and only 15 emails. I sent all the files in one go with an accompanying file that was the form for the request. I was asked that the procedure was to send them one by one and got resent the training material. I complied and I sent 15 emails. When I do batch emails that are similar in content, I like to draft it first and then I do the small modifications needed and I press send. I type fast. It wouldn't have taken me more than 2 minutes to send them all. Then a few days later I got the outcome. In the timeline expected for every of these 15 files. Next time I had to do something similar was about 3 years later but with 50 documents. Turns out that they now have a new procedure and allow working in batches. Upvote for Pong. We have a very old system that we use. Think early DOS. Like a black screen with white words and you type everything manually. Looks like Pong. OMG. Hilarious. Thank you. She has her Outlook notifications sound on to play out loud? Monster. Why do people get mad at you for doing what they asked? Lol. As 400.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.